Okay, that's enough theme music. Hey, everybody out there in cyberspace, welcome to Kobold Kindergarten. We are off to the masquerade ball, and we seem to be short two, although, yeah, Thulgrim was iffy. He's not here yet, so I'm going to assume he's not going to make it. I am your DM, EvenNote, and the party has just returned from the wonderful festival of Beggar's Hole, where they met and kind of sort of defeated the mighty warrior testicle. Basically, they bested him in a battle of wits. Sorry, guys, you could never take him in a physical contest. Luckily, he didn't want to kill you, so. And while you were at the festival, you were kind of walking around, and you received an invitation from the Marquis de Machera, who was very impressed with the things you've accomplished so far. That's not the right thing to click. That's the right thing to click. And he has invited you to a masquerade ball at his castle in Ibrido for basically your services in cleaning up the town of Beggar's Hole, rescuing it from poverty and ruin, and starting it on the way to becoming, if not a bustling metropolis, at least a moderately thriving little town. So in the meantime, would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
I think Bori should go first since he just logged in.
Oh, we are going to have a Bori. Well, he's not connected yet, so.
If I don't have finest attire, does that mean I should wear nothing?
Well, Punchy, your finest attire may be nothing, so all it said was your finest attire. So if you want to wear nothing,
Oh, that's a very good point. It's my finest attire, so it's not relative to the attire of the event we're going to. It's simply
yeah.
the nicest thing I happen to own.
Well, actually,
That's why I'm wearing lingerie.
it says please dress in your finest attire. So it does say your finest attire, but it also says please dress. I suppose you could stretch that to mean undress, but yeah, basically.
No, but I've got robes. I've got robes I can use. They're very nice, and they're my finest outfit, which is exactly what they're asking for. This is Punchy the Tall Folk, and I am a folk hero, halfling monk, and a member of Order of the Halfling Fist, which I endeavor to spread far and wide through acts of bravery and winning.
Bravery and winning. Excellent. Who would like to go next? Don't make me roll for it.
Whatever.
I was searching.
Hello, all out there. There you go. Hello, out there in Cyberland. This is Comic Relief playing Hugo Kilroy, who is a human bard.
Cool. Bonnie, I know you started talking. Why don't you go next?
I'm not sure who I am. Wait, who am I? Am I Lotte or am I Lulu? I am Lotte Laserstein, and I am a wild mage gnome sorcerer, and my best friend and lifestyle guide and confidant and spiritual advisor is Lulu the cockroach.
And you are returned safely. Your parole officer is satisfied
Yeah,
that you are meeting all his requirements. Lottie has a bit of a checkered past. She missed the last few episodes because Lottie had to travel and see her parole officer.
And so I'm good for another month? I don't know how that works, but I'd forgotten about this invitation. Like I think we got it before the last time I was here. And it's all coming back to me now.
At the beginning of I believe at the man, I don't even remember. I think it was at the beginning of the festival.
I'm pretty sure she was here whenever we did it. That was the episode when we.
No, I remember getting an invitation. I wasn't around for the testicle.
Oh, right.
Okay, am I coming through? Because I'm hearing that I may not be coming through. Are you guys hearing me?
No, you are.
Okay. I guess my key wasn't working well.
So, a question I have, and I'm really excited to see that your cockroach gets to partake in decadent food, wine, and entertainment. But what kind of mask does a cockroach wear, and what is its finest attire?
Just so
Oh,
you all know, the masks will be provided for you.
I've
Yes,
already
but
got Lulu wearing a little Mardi Gras kind of mask. It's like a domino with a big purple plume.
I see that. Her antenna look especially festive as well. If
Does
you
that
are
mean
on
she's
this
going to be
boat,
flashing everybody for beads?
Yes, that's how Lulu
cockroach
rolls.
flashing, okay.
She like lifts her wings. And Lottie lays her seat. I picture she's probably wearing a Katniss Everdeen kind of dress that catches fire.
ooh, that's pretty cool.
But she's not a pyro.
She's not a pyro, and something might accidentally catch on fire. It's going to be tricky.
Totally by accident,
I
I'm
hope they
sure.
have lots of insurance and flame retardant things at this.
That sounds like a
masquerade.
truly memorable dress.
May the odds be ever in your favor. Bori!
Bori!
I can already see from your avatar that you are indeed dressed in your finest lingerie.
I missed that last part there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm getting this weird kind of background noise there, but I said I can see from your avatar that you are indeed dressed in your very, very finest lingerie.
Yep. Complete with plate metal brassiere and shield. That well, they did say the finest, so
Don't stand too close to me because that might get a little toasty.
Do you want to introduce yourself, Taco King?
Bori is the group's cleric and complete idiot. That's yeah.
And you are Thulgrin.
Yeah. I thought I might have missed that yet, but I am Thulgrin. Yes, playing the part of Bori Karthag, the cleric of Porcus.
And to be fair, being the most idiotic in this party really does mean something.
It really does.
Lord Silverhand has real life issues and won't be here for at least the next few episodes. So I've decided that Sir Catamus has shown up at the ball. Actually, he decided this. He is so well disguised, you don't even realize he's there. Meanwhile, for anyone who might watch this on a screen that's too small to see, the invitation the adventurers were handed at the festival says, "Adventurers, I have received word of your impending travels to Ebrito." Actually, you weren't going to travel to Ebrito till you were invited there, but whatever. As a thank you for your service to the realms, you are hereby invited to attend a masquerade ball at the Castel de Machera during your stay in Ebrito. Partake in decadent food, wine, and entertainment. Please dress in your finest attire. Decorative masks will be provided for you upon your arrival. Present this invitation at the door to be admitted entry. I look forward to meeting you in person. Prospero, Marquis de Mechera. So you have
Wow, that's
arrived.
such a name.
It is.
That person must be fancy.
Probably. Also, I should probably... Well, I don't really need to layer this.
You know, that sounds like someone who could be a patron of the Order of the Halfling Fist.
It rather does.
One thing about this order is that the more you're a patron, the less you have to worry about, halflings getting in your stuff.
This
That
guy's
is
talking
true.
about meeting us in person. Does that mean he's an intellect devourer?
What?
I think that's meeting, not eating.
Oh, yes, meeting you in person, not eating.
Well, they ride around in people.
Well, Lulu rides around in Bori's beard.
Oh yeah, maybe he's a cockroach.
Anyway, you have arrived at the Ebrito City Square. You've sailed there. Nice long sail on a nice long boat. And you are taken to a lovely city square once your boat docks, of course. It's paved with cobblestone. The perimeter is lined with buildings painted in jewel tones. I'm losing my voice already. Each building varies a little in structure. Some have arched windows and doorways, others have rectangular windows filled with stained glass, but the effect is altogether very pleasing. In the evening, the street lamps are lit, casting a warm glow over the city, and it is just kind of the beginning of evening right now. So you can kind of see a little something in the middle there. Some kind
Wow,
of
that
altar.
brickwork, though. Look at that brickwork on the floor. That must have been really hard to do.
I think they hired a bunch of halflings to do it. There's also a large stone bridge off to the west. You can, if you look west, it's not on this little map drawing here, but that leads to the front entrance of the castle. And the bridge is 20 feet wide and 30 feet long. And there is a large clock tower. Again, you can't really see that on the map. It is looming over the square. It's a very, very beautiful clock. Depicts the phases of the moon and astronomical symbols alongside the time.
Does it look like an alligator?
It does not.
Okay, good.
What direction was the clock tower?
You know something? I need to pull up the DM map for that, because it's not really indicated on here.
Maybe they took round stones and then cut them up so that that's how they would look like that.
You know something? There's absolutely no reason for me not to show you this DM map. There's nothing secret on it.
I think
So
they
I'm
just
going to
use
go ahead.
pavers.
I'll give you a hint. Nothing fighty or combatty or otherwise, whatever is going to happen here. So I am
Challenge accepted.
And we're coming in from the south?
You're coming in from the docks. I'm guessing you're arriving on either the boat to the northeast or the boat to the south. Take your pick. I kind of see a pot that may be a chamber pot there to the south. So yeah, because Bori is in the party, that's probably exactly where you're coming in.
I just assumed that was his bucket of gravy.
That yes, you are coming from the south. That is Bori's bucket of gravy. So yes, B on the map. For some reason, that's not on the player's map, and I don't know why. B is the clock tower.
Oh wow, that
And
clock tower is completely different than the player map.
I know, right?
I want to look at the table. Is there food there?
No, this is not actually a table. Also, these letters don't correspond to everything in here. That is it kind of looks sort of like a crude altar in DDO, but it is a makeshift memorial, and it is apparently commemorating the recent death of a very strange creature. The memorial includes a cluster of lit candles, several long blue feathers, and a wooden amulet into which a symbol of an eye has been carved.
It's the all-seeing eye.
Do the objects appear to be in the place of where they might be on a creature?
Not really. It's just kind of like a little memorial. Yes,
So there's no pictures?
No, we're a little light on artwork. I've had some issues with
No, I mean like
Photoshop.
at the shrine, sometimes they'll put up like a portrait of the
Oh.
deceased.
No, there is not. Just a cluster of lit candles, some feathers, and the wooden amulet with the eye carved on it. And yes, Bori would have absolutely smelled the food from the boat if there had been food there.
Okay, so at this point, we're basically just wandering around. Were we given? Well, we were given instructions, weren't we?
I've already forgotten what the invitation said.
It was like to go into the castle and they'll give us stuff.
Provided.
Yep.
In person.
Go to the castle and they'll give you your masks and you show the invitation and you're in.
I couldn't tell you what it said. I don't read anyway.
But yes, we go to the castle. That's where the party is. I just wanted to see, what this was about and why there was things on the ground.
And as you are standing there looking around, the clock chimes once on the half hour, and you realize it is 7:30 p.m. And there is a human woman lingering near the base of the stairs, which I'm guessing that means the bridge stairs because there are no other stairs on this map. Human woman, she has long black hair bound in an intricate braid, and she wears a very beautiful blue and gold gown. She has a dragon mask that's not covering her face yet. It's kind of perched on top of her head.
Wow.
So you've got this memorial, and you've got the tower. I'll give you a gimme. There's really nothing to investigate with the clock tower.
I'm a little nervous all of a sudden, so I'm going to put my bagpipe away instead of preparing to do a eulogy for the creature. And I'm going to walk up to the lady and say, "Hello, is that my mask?"
Hello. No, this is not your mask. You'll receive your mask when you arrive at the castle doors. You must be the adventurers from Beggar's Hole.
Yes, I am Punchy the Tall Folk from the Order of the Halfling Fist. At your service, madam.
It is nice to meet you.
Wow!
People don't say that a lot.
Well, I mean, remember, these people here only know your reputation for having saved the town of Beggar's Hole. They probably, I mean, now she's actually looking at you. She can see, that there's a cockroach and a dwarf in lingerie. And Punchy, are you indeed? Are you wearing robes or are you
No,
not?
I'm wearing my robes. I'm wearing my
Okay.
finest outfit. That's exactly what it is. It's my traveling, basically, robes.
Okay. Meanwhile, Bori would like to take a closer look at the amulet. Bori, I would like.
That's Hugo.
Oh, Hugo
Hugo.
would like to take a close. Somebody wants to take a closer look at the amulet. Hugo, I would like an religion/intelligence check. You
Yeah,
notice
not today.
for a moment there, you weren't even sure there was an amulet. And by the way, the woman is Kara Krassendale, who's just her mask is a golden dragon mask, and it is bound to her head, but not yet pulled over her face. Pale skin, long black hair. And
I'd
she
like to
asks
take
you,
a closer look at her.
okay, and you have passive
Specifically,
perception of what?
specifically the facial area.
Okay, well, she has pale skin. Doesn't say what color her eyes are, so they can be what. Yeah, let's give her brown eyes. What the heck? But Hugo, what is your passive perception?
My passive is 14.
Okay, well, you do notice. Dum dum dum. Where'd I put it? You do notice on each of her hands, tattooed onto each of her hands, she has the symbol of an eye on each palm. Is this your first time in a burrito?
I've been in burritos many times before.
I'm sorry, what is a burrito?
It's like a sandwich, but round.
I see. I can imagine that would be a very tight fit for you, Mr. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Burrito.
Mr. Bori. Bori. Oh, that's awesome. Castle maraschino in a burrito.
Not to be confused with Bori's toes. That's something significantly worse.
Oh,
In a town of libido.
oh boy.
By the way, madam, I really like your tattoos. I got one recently myself for the Society of Cuddling Cute Cats. I wonder if you are a member.
I am not. These are just designed to ward against evil.
That works too. I would rather have cats, though.
A lot of these
As
stories.
would many people.
That seems like a waste of a perfectly good tattoo.
Do her teeth seem to be normal?
Yes, she is to all. I mean, she's just a reasonably young human female.
Yeah, okay.
And wait, is it daytime?
It is 7:30 at night. You just a few moments ago heard the clock chime on the half hour.
Oh yeah, there's a clock right there. We can. Oh wait, no, I can't. They can.
Okay. Well, since Hugo seems to be a little suspicious, I think he should have a little bit further conversation with Kara here. So you've never been to a burrito before? I have lived here my whole life and attended several of the Marquis parties before. I am somewhat worried about the murder of the creature. I saw you looking at the memorial. So please do be on the alert when you attend the party.
Do you know what kind of creature it was?
I do not. And Hugo, I would like a wisdom/insight check.
From whom?
Hugo. Oh,
Oh, okay.
Hugo realizes that while she genuinely does seem to be telling the truth and is as she appears, something doesn't ring true about her claiming that she's lived here her whole life. Hugo, you have the definite impression that she may well have lived here most of her life, but she's not actually from here.
Okay.
Anyway, she is waiting at the base of the bridge. She is greeting the visitors who are arriving from the docks. You've pretty much exhausted the altar now, I gotta tell you. So basically, it's you can either look around some more. There's, your
Yeah, a
or
lot
you
of
can
times
head for the
people.
party.
A lot of times people tend to say that Punchy the Tall Folks conversation with them makes them exhausted.
But
And there's food at the party.
Hugo, since you did ask about the creature, or somebody asked about the creature, uh, she tells you it happened last week, a day after the Marquise's last party. The body of a strange creature was found in the square. He was half human and half bird. Large blue wings sprouted from his back, and his arms and shoulders were covered with feathers. We think he was murdered because his wings were broken and half torn from his back, and his bones were broken as if he had fallen from the sky. Nothing like this has ever occurred in Ibrito. Many of the citizens regard it as a fluke. Ibrito receives many visitors, after all.
So wait, Prospero was having a party last week too?
Oh, he has many parties.
He
He's
likes to
very
party
fond of
all the
parties.
time?
He does. My Marquis likes to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time.
Wait a second. Did you say that? So that's the creature that I was referencing. It was the one that died, and that's the half bird, half human thing who's had its wings broken.
Yes, I don't know exactly what kind of creature it is, only that it does appear to be half human, half bird.
You're also right, Bori. In general, I would say this kind of behavior would not occur if you were eating a burrito.
Well, I don't recall ever seeing a burrito offered on the banquet table at any of the Marquis parties, but I may just not have
They
noticed.
keep talking about burritos, but they don't have any. That's not nice.
So, what kind of weirdos does Prospero invite to all these parties he's throwing?
Oh, I wouldn't at all call them weirdos.
Well,
He
he
invites
invited us.
You may well have a point. However, he invites people who, his constituents, the citizens of Abrito, people he admires, people who have accomplished great deeds, such as yourselves. I hear also that one of you passed Igor's challenge and won the top prize over the mighty warrior Testicle.
That's true. One of us did.
And which one of you was that?
Well, as a matter of fact, it happened to be me.
Well, very nicely done. I know Testicle's reputation is widespread throughout the realm.
Yeah, big reputation.
Well, discretion prevents me from saying more on the subject of Testicle. Please feel free to proceed to the party. You can stay and look around the square a bit more if you'd like, but they will be serving the banquet. Yeah, serving the banquet tables. Yeah, they will be filling the banquet tables with food in a very short time.
One last question, if I may, Madame.
Of course.
What the bird, half human? I've never seen anything like that. Are there other half bird, half humans out there?
I don't know. I've never seen anything of the sort myself until this one.
Okay, I'm going to. Well, actually, I'm going to try to do a charisma check. Would she let me kiss her palm?
You know, I think she would be honored.
All right, so I'm going to kiss her tattoo, and then I'm going to walk across the bridge. Punchy's kind of got a thing for her because she was nice to him.
Bori will hurriedly waddle after the monk. Is the monk actually clothed at this point?
The monk
Yes.
is
We never. I don't think we did.
Yes, the monk is
Okay,
indeed.
so we did
he is
establish he's
wearing
in
his robes.
he's in his finest robes. Which
Yes.
okay.
They're the typical travel robes, so they're pretty dirty and stuff, and probably more than a little smelly, but it's all right. Probably.
Lulu passes by. She gives a little curtsy, and then she scurries to catch up with Bori, so she can ride along in a beard.
Okay, so you guys are heading across the bridge towards the castle?
Sure.
Or are you staying in the square?
We'll head towards the castle.
Okay.
Yeah, I want my mask.
Okay, well, you see a line of people waiting to get into the party. They're all dressed in finery and chatting amongst themselves. And as you wait in line, a tall woman wearing a very detailed black cat mask waves you to the front. And Hugo, since you have 14 passive perception, you realize that she has paws. She is a tabaxi, and she asks to see your invitation, which of course you have.
Of course. Here you go.
All right, this seems to be in order. I would like to offer you each a mask to wear for the duration of the party. And this is not for a fight, but I would like you all to roll initiative, including Lulu, because she gets a mask too, to see who gets to pick their mask first.
Is this a mask draft initiative?
It is.
I think Hugo's going first.
Indeed. Okay, where did I put?
I'm not last.
Of course, I'm last.
Aw. And maybe I should bring up the masks just to... These are in kind of reverse alphabetical order, so you can see what they look like.
Is that a chipmunk?
Squirrel. Oh, wait. No.
That's an owl.
Yeah, the one of the... Hang on.
Ooh, we got a lynx.
Very good.
and a bunny and a fox.
What does the fox say?
Burrito.
Yeet.
It says burrito.
I'm trying to figure out how to fit all these masks on here.
How many are there?
I
9.
see 6. Oh, 9. Oh, wow. Okay.
Ooh, an elk.
Oh, is that a boar? Okay.
Oh, I know which one's Bori's picking.
Okay, so basically, that doesn't look right. But it is. Okay. Your choices are, in order, bear, boar, deer, fox, hare, lynx, owl, squirrel, and wolf.
There's a boar.
Okay, boar.
Didn't quite catch that last one. You kind of cut out on the last one.
The last one is wolf. So Bori.
Any type of perception roll on these?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, Punchy. Anything but the boar.
I'm taking the hare.
Wait.
The rabbit.
Did the bard take the boar?
Indeed.
Hugo took the boar?
No, I didn't take anything yet. I'm gonna take the wolf.
Oh, I thought you said you took the boar.
No. I think Lotte
okay.
that Bori takes the boar.
Oh,
So I'm more than happy to leave the boar for Bori.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'll take the wolf.
Be going in order. Okay, I'm trying to add this stuff. Hair mask goes.
I mean, Catamus would take the fox if he was here, I'm sure. I mean, wait, he is here.
He's probably already taken it.
So you're taking the wolf, Hugo?
Yeah.
And how about Lotte and Lulu?
Lulu looks at Bori. And she takes the chipmunk. And Lotte will take the elk.
And yeah, we'll just give the fox mask to Catamus.
Like Hugo said, we pretty much just assume he already took it when he got here first somehow. Magic.
Okay.
It's like a hiding in plain sight thing.
I would ask that you put your masks on before you enter the party. The Marquis does worry about an outbreak of plague, and the masks will help prevent this.
Plague?
Several years ago, the sickness wiped out a significant portion of the population. Now, there's been no sign of it since, but the Marquis likes to take no chances.
Wow.
You do realize that there may be magic on the masks, but you can't put your finger on what.
I didn't realize that masks prevented germs from getting to you.
Well, it's questionable, but the Marquis believes it, and he is the one in charge. Also, it just makes everything much more festive and adds to the atmosphere.
Well, it did kind of seem to me that there were like some sort of markings on the maps that were of a sigil nature.
And now I'm going to close out all these masks from cluttering up my screen.
Oh, I didn't realize the masks were actually in the party inventory. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
we have like 70 items in our party inventory right now that need to be distributed.
Actually, I think most of them are assigned. There may be a few that aren't.
Well, no, assigned doesn't mean that they've been distributed. That they're still kind of floating out,
There's like a
not on
button
our.
you can push. They'll just assign everything that's assigned.
Is there? That's handy.
So I take it you
Yeah,
guys have all put your
some
masks
stuff should
on?
be identified too.
You guys have all put your masks on, I hope?
Yep.
Sure, why not?
Yep.
Okay. It is all about the atmosphere. The Castel de Machera is a beautiful old castle, and the party atmosphere is divine. Nearly 100 people are in attendance, all wearing masks. It is dusk, and the castle is candlelit within. There are chandeliers. My headphones are falling off. There are chandeliers that emit a golden glow over the festivities. Metallic accessories glint in its rays. A feeble remaining daylight filters in through the stained glass windows, casting colorful patterns onto the high stone walls. In the main hall there is much to see and do. Many performances are happening simultaneously. You see a gnome bard who's wearing a mask adorned with finch feathers, very enthusiastically playing a fiddle. A trio of belly dancers, each wearing an owl mask, move in syncopation. A snake charmer, an elven man wearing a serpent mask, sits cross-legged on the floor before his snake basket, and a drow fortune teller wearing a scorpion mask sits behind a low velvet-covered table. There's also somebody hold on to Bori. There is also plenty of food. The back wall is lined with long rectangular tables covered in a variety of offerings, goblets of wine, cakes and cookies, plated black breads, and a roast pig with an apple in its mouth. The festivities are an assault on the senses, and it is very overwhelming.
I'll give them an assault on the senses.
No, Bori, no.
Are
So,
people going at the banquet already?
yes.
I can outrun you.
I was literally just about to. The first thing that came into my mind was turn to the left, hand punchy my hammer, and go hold my hammer, and just take off for the food.
Anyway, you can see a stair. You're in the middle of the main hall. Somewhat to the north, you see a staircase leading up to a balcony. Off to the west, you see a spiral staircase. Hey, you can't really see what's upstairs.
Oh, okay. So the dark gray is the balcony on the second, like a
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it
floor
out.
up.
Actually,
Okay.
it's not really clear from the module. And by the way, I should probably mention that. So hang on a sec.
I would imagine, however, that the realization that you could, in fact, not be the first person to get to the food due to your love of food, among other reasons, might be fairly distressing to you.
Anyway, up
Let me,
on
let me put it this way: do you really want Bori barreling in behind you?
Oh, that's a good point.
But do you want him ahead of you in case he becomes flatulent? Anyway, if you want to
It's like, do you
venture,
want to be in front of the rolling boulder or not?
yeah, you're kind of screwed either way. Anyway, I did put a little title screen up on Twitch for a few seconds here. This is from a module called A Night of Masks and Monsters. It is part one of a longer storyline. It's called a Requiem of Wings, and it is written by Ashley Warren. And I'm really liking it. I have not checked out the parts 2, 3, and 4 yet, but this one seems really well written, really complete, so I might do that. And it's on dmsguild.com. which is a great, great, great place to get adventures. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Well, you know where I'm at.
I'm gonna try to figure out which table Bori is heading to and head to the other one.
Bori, are you heading to the table on the left or the table on the right?
Let's go for the one on the left. It looks better.
It's got pie.
Okay, so I actually left, I'll say west because, you could be facing either way. So Bori's headed to the west, Punchy's headed to the east.
You
I'm
want to just
guessing
throw it?
Punchy would avoid the west table anyway because that is clearly the pig with the apple in its mouth.
That's true.
Oh, the other table has cauliflower and tofu. And tempeh.
It looks
Just
like
for-
candy to me. What do I know? It'd be a cake. Is that a cake?
Ooh. It is indeed.
Just for visual reference, can you throw our icons on the or tokens on the maps?
I think I could do that. Wow, I should have made these tokens bigger.
We can resize them.
Well, actually, no. I meant the grid to make the tokens bigger. So let's see. I know where Bori is. There you have it. Table to your left, table to your right. Lulu is crawling rapidly across the floor.
Lulu is on the table in the pumpkin pie. Nom nom.
I doubt Lulu would have to make any perception checks. However, if she did, I believe there are bits of pumpkin clinging to her antenna, so she would take a -1 on her perception checks for the next hour. But Lulu doesn't really make perception checks generally.
Just making obscene concoctions like taking a piece of pumpkin pie and dousing it in the beef gravy from the eternal gravy pitcher and just like ham fisting it.
Well, yeah. Is there cranberry sauce?
Indeed, of course.
We'll put that on the pie too.
Get a little bit of that ham. A little bit of cranberry. And some pie crust. Improvise a sandwich.
So Lotte, are you just like holding the table for your party, or did you already get your food?
Lotte has convinced herself that she is just as sneaky as Cadamus. So she's pretending she's sneaking around.
Ah.
So she's doing the stealth stuff around this. I'm assuming this is a column.
Ooh,
And she's
I was
just
thinking it could be
tiptoeing
like
around
a
it.
little table to sit and eat at, but it could absolutely be a column.
If it's a table, she might be hiding under it then. But if it's a column, she's sneaking around it, doing like stealth, like pretending like she's dashing out of the way if she thinks somebody at the party is like looking at her.
She totally has the Mission Impossible. Is she actually humming the Mission Impossible theme while she's trying to sneak?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you realize that although this hall is very large, there are like 100 people here, so it's going to be hard to sneak. And there's
This
no need.
is like totally. She's like having a great time pretending.
Hiding in crowds is easier.
She catches anybody looking at her. She like points in the distance and goes, "Oh my God, who's that?" And then she runs away.
You pointed at someone?
No, she just points in the distance. Oh my God, who's that? Ah, dinosaur! Ah! And then she runs away. It's bait and switch.
Okay.
So she's being totally obvious, is what
Who
you're saying.
let a polar bear in this party? Runs away.
Now Hugo's over at the spiral staircase, and Hugo, all of a sudden, this tiny halfling man wearing a corgi mask, and honestly, that was already in the module, Thulgrin. I did not add that just for you. Comes tearing through and collides with Hugo. And little guy, he's angry, he's growling, and he kind of throws a punch at Hugo. He says, "How dare you trot on Piccolo!" Ruff! What would you like to do?
Well, first of all, I want to quickly pat myself down, see if anything obvious is missing, but then, profusely apologize for running into the halfling.
Okay. He still seems kind of angry, but he'll get over it. He's just this odd little middle-aged halfling, and you think he may have maybe partaken a bit too much wine. But as you're standing there, all of a sudden, someone comes walking over to you. You see a tall elven man approach you, Hugo. He has perfectly coiffed black hair. His goatee is becomingly streaked with gray, and he wears opulent red robes. He is wearing a mask depicting three faces with three different expressions: horror, joy, and sadness. Like Kara Krassendell, the human woman you met earlier, his mask is propped up on top of his head. He doesn't have it down over his face yet. And he appears a very tall, handsome elf. His features are very angular. He has a pointed chin, high cheekbones, dark eyes, and dark hair. And
So we can see all that about his face under three masks?
No, he has it propped up on his head because he's not afraid of disease.
I missed that. Okay.
Well,
Apparently
also
he
he's been
likes
walking
cooties.
around. You can tell he doesn't. There's not really, because of the way it's structured, there's not really a mouth hole in his mask, so he's kind of propped it up because he's been walking around talking to the partygoers. And he walks up to you and says, "Well, I'm very impressed that you were not more aggressive with poor Piccolo here. The abundance of accessible wine was apparently too much for him, and he seems to be a bit unstable. I wouldn't have blamed you for retaliating. Anyway,
but
I
that would have just made a scene, and there's really no reason for that.
I appreciate that. I do hate scenes at my parties. As you may have inferred, I am Prospero Marquis de Marchero, and I would like to welcome you to my party."
Well, thank you for inviting us.
"You're quite welcome. I trust you're enjoying yourselves."
Oh, yes, seems to be a wonderful affair so far.
"And where you have several companions, I believe. I've heard many tales of the wonderful job you've done bringing Beggar's Hole up from the depths of despair."
Oh, yes, there's so many people here, though I seem to have lost track of them offhand. I'm sure they're around somewhere, most likely at the food table.
"Well, please do feel free to partake. That's what it's here for. We would like you to enjoy yourselves."
I just think it's awesome. It's like as soon as we leave town, everything gets better. It's the impact we have.
At any rate, I will have Piccolo removed from the party so he won't create any further trouble. And I must thank you for your efforts to keep the party in control so that everyone might enjoy themselves.
No, you are welcome.
And the Marquis, did anyone else maybe you've been overhyped? Before the Marquis walks away to greet the other guests, did anyone else want to come along and say hi?
I would Yeah, not really gonna. Bori's not really gonna notice much happening.
Yeah, Bori is probably face deep in that ham. Or the
Yeah.
gravy.
All
Punchy's
the
playing the
above.
long game. Right now, he just wants to study the guy and figure out how to best approach him because he wants him to be a patron of the Order of the Halfling Fist.
Ah. Lulu is still buried in pumpkin pie,
Yes.
and Lotte is still sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here you are at the party, and you can pretty much, whatever you would like to do.
Curl up by the fireplace and go to sleep.
I'll try to wait until it appears that nobody's really watching whatever and try to scurry sneak up the spiral staircase. Not overtly sneaky, but just like walk up there as nonchalantly as
The
possible.
spiral staircase actually goes down. Meanwhile,
All right, down
suddenly
then.
you can hear the clock tower chiming the hour of 8 o'clock. And yeah, Hugo, you are actually nowhere, not within range of any of your party members. So yeah, that's all we'll say for now.
All Bori knows is that it's later than 2.
There something has happened, but you don't know it yet.
Lottie's gonna sneak over to these stairs to the north.
Okay, the stairs to the north leads to the upstairs floor. And up there is plenty of space to mingle and entertain, and the floor is covered in various rich carpets that serve as makeshift stages for performance. Oh, that's actually the main hall. A large staircase leads to the second floor balcony, which overlooks the main hall below. So, have you actually gone up? You have actually gone up the stairs.
Yeah, she goes up the stairs, and she's gonna kind of like dangle over the like the what is it? The balustrade.
That works.
Because it's like the second floor atrium, kind of over the lower level, right, where people are mingling below.
Well, you notice since you're up there, uh, in the center room directly in front of you, you see a familiar face. It is the Tiefling tattoo artist from the festival. It is Zula Ozu. She is a tiefling with red skin and large black ram horns, for anyone who had forgotten her.
Oh, she does good work.
She does do good work.
She cleaned up
She's got
my
a
"Don't Tread on Meat" tat.
and she gave Punchy his SPCC tat. And she's got a table and 2 stools set up in the center of that center room for her tattooing. There's also a few dark red armchairs for additional seating. She's wearing a simple bejeweled mask. And you see that she is right now, there's a half elf in the chair getting a tattoo. Let's see, what should the half elf get a tattoo of? Tell you what, let's make it a dwarf getting a tattoo of a gravy boat.
It
Brilliant.
sounds cultural. So Lottie was gonna try spit bombing the people below her, but instead, seeing her tattoo artist friend, she's gonna wander into that room because she's seen a tattoo today that has intrigued her, and she like kind of wants to get one of those.
Lotte, hello, it's good to see you again.
How's tricks?
Well, I'm not doing any tricks. I have been having a lot of fun doing many tattoos lately, though.
Ooh, do you know how to do that tattoo that everybody's wearing on their hands with the eyeball?
Well, the symbol of the eye, that is the symbol of the Aureum. They are
Oh, I want one of those.
Okay, well, they are celestial creatures from the heavenly realms. They are mortal enemies of the demons they call the Malum Animus. The angels and demons have been waging war for centuries. We Abridians have lived for many years in the shadow of their conflict. If you would you like it on your palms?
Oh yeah, sure.
Aureum do? All right.
Do they help you see better?
No, unfortunately, as far as I know, they do not.
They probably don't help you see worse.
That's true too.
Okay, I'll do it anyhow because they look cool.
Okay, so Lottie is getting her palms tattooed with that eye symbol, which Zula Ozu informs you is a symbol of the Orium.
Like, Lottie's like her, like it's kind of like you're telling like a 5-year-old, the reasons behind, or like how a bill is made, but without a fancy song to explain it.
I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. That
But
one.
without the song, and she's just like, yeah, whatever.
And there is absolutely no way in hell Bori would overhear that conversation 100 feet away in a loud party room about the blood war, right?
Yeah, none of the rest of the party. I mean, you may have seen Lottie go upstairs, but you have no idea what's in that room, what she may be doing, who she's talking to, what they're saying. The place
So
is
the
too big. You guys are too far. Only Bori and Lulu would be able to hear each other right now. And
uh,
since they're both munching very loudly, I'm not even 100% convinced of that.
Well, after I'm done at the table, I would want to go upstairs.
Okay. And meanwhile, Hugo, are you just hanging out of the stairs down, or have you gone down them?
I'll go down.
Okay, pulling up another map here.
because splitting the party in suspected plague lands with a suspected vampire castle that's known to murder bird people has totally never gone bad.
Wait, time out. This is a safe space.
What?
You can get tattoos here.
You can get tattoos in prison too. That doesn't mean it's safe.
It was totally safe. I felt very secure in my prison cell. I had Lulu there to reassure me.
Okay, so Hugo, let me drag you off of this map onto that one. Oh, let me drag you off of this map and put a grid on it. Not that it really matters, but I made it a bigger grid so I can see a little better. It's definitely bigger than 5 feet, but what the heck. So Hugo, you find yourself in a basement kitchen. Oh, I should also turn the mask on, shouldn't I? Because reasons.
Was that map shared?
Yes, it was.
Oh, hello, basement.
Hello, kitchen.
So Hugo, you see some tables with food, just like sitting there waiting to be carried up to the tables upstairs when they get empty.
Are there people down here?
There's probably some servants bustling around. There's no one you really need to be overly concerned with, I don't think. You see a couple doors along the southern wall. I think I unmasked them. Yes, I did. And a wall to the north that looks like it takes looks like the room takes a little turn to the left up ahead. And this is just the edges of the room. Yeah, just so you know, there's like not.
No, that's fine. I kind of, just kind of look around for a few minutes, and then I'll head back up the stairs.
Okay.
So nothing weird has happened yet. We've been at a party for like 2 hours now, and nothing weird's happened.
Well, no, we haven't been there that long. We've only been here for a couple of minutes, really, right?
Like half an hour.
About a half hour.
About half an hour, a little over half an hour. Because you heard the clock chime 7:30 right before you went in, and then not long, just a few minutes ago, you heard it chime 8.
All right, then at that point, I really would want to go up the stairs and start checking things out.
Okay.
I assume that I see Lotte being given a tattoo,
Yes.
and I see the tattoo artist.
Yep. And you realize that that is the same person who gave you your tattoo. Also, that must be that monk speed and athletics thing. The fact that you didn't even use the stairs, you just took a running leap over the balcony.
Yeah, I just shortened
I
it.
know.
Didn't matter.
I just
Yeah.
thought since it was a monk, it was kind of appropriate.
But anyway, I'm really excited to see the tattoo artist. She's awesome, and she gave me the best tattoo ever because it's the scientist for petting cute.
Cats.
Yeah, something like that. And she was awesome, so thank you. And are you getting one of those tattoos too, Lotte?
No, I'm getting this really cool cult tattoo.
Oh, you're
She
getting one
holds
of
up her
the
hands
eyeball
and shows.
things.
I know. I have eyeballs now.
You know, if you ever get the chance and put a real eyeball in that hand, I wonder if it would let you see.
Ooh, you think so? I asked her if they would help me see better, and she said that no, they were just like tattoos.
Yes,
Lottie's
that is the symbol of the Orium.
Lottie's going to be the only sorcerer to try and install the Eye of Vecna in her palm.
Do you think it'll work?
It do something.
That sounds cool. All I gotta do now is find some eyeballs.
Okay. And Zula recognizes Punchy, gives him a friendly wave, asks how his tattoo is working out for him.
Absolutely fantastic. I'm proud to wear it every single day.
I'm glad you like it. I love tattooing. I love art. And so it makes me happy when my art makes other people happy.
Is there a fireplace there?
In the tattoo room, no. There's probably one down in the main hall. I probably should have masked this too, because that does look like definitely looks like a map or a fireplace there on the right.
Well, I'm going to keep wandering around then, if that's all right.
Of course.
Just kind of poke my head around the corner there.
Okay, so which corner are you poking around? I lost your icon.
I should be to the south or the east southeast of Lotte, right along the wall in the corner.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, he kind of blends into the background.
Yeah, and I should have made these squares a little bigger because distance is not a huge deal in this. So I should yeah, if you can yeah, if you want to make the icons bigger, that is fine with me. I'm going to turn the grid off and draw it bigger. And that way if I need to drag you guys in again, there we
We
go.
won't be like 8,400 feet tall.
There you go. see. Lotte and Bori are still eating. Hugo, are you still in the basement, or have you come up?
No, I come up and I'm actually looking for Bori.
I'm very difficult to find.
Well, starting at the food table would not be a bad first guess.
That is the closest food table.
And hey, you have found Bori. And Lulu.
Has anyone complained about the fact that there's a cockroach just running amok on the table?
I
Yeah.
don't think anyone's actually noticed her yet.
And cockroaches aren't known anywhere as carriers of disease ever.
Yeah, surely not going to start the next plague.
Well, she's wearing a mask. It's probably very hygienic.
Is it like those cartoon masks where you put on the glasses and the fake nose and the mustache, and suddenly everyone believes you're
Yeah, I mean, everyone probably thinks she's like a halfling now.
So, Hugo and Bori, and Lulu if she would like, although hers would be -1, I would like a perception check.
Nope.
Hugo, you look at Bori. Bori's wearing the boar mask, right?
Yep.
And you realize that you happen to glance at his hands and realize the shape just you see gravy. The shape is just a little weird. It's almost like he's growing. They're just starting to turn into boar hooves. They just look a little weird. I mean, they're still obviously hands. They just have a very boar hoof appearance about them.
Mid-transformation Willow scene.
I was thinking more of Pinocchio and what is it, Island of whatever.
It has been so long since I've seen either of those that I can't remember the details. Bori and Lulu, Bori notices absolutely nothing. Lulu looks at you both and thinks maybe something's off, but yeah, she's got pumpkin
Things are
pie. She
usually
doesn't care.
off, especially where Bori's
Yeah.
concerned.
But
So I
Hugo, you
attempt.
definitely noticed something weird about Bori.
Yeah, I attempt to remove the mask, or at least put it up on my head like the other two did.
You realize your mask doesn't come off.
Oh, noes!
Well, Hugo is the only one who realizes this, unless he chooses to tell you. Bori and Lulu are still digging into the food, and Punchy and Lotte are not close enough to see.
And my mask is covered in pumpkin pie filling, if that makes any difference.
Either way, you will eventually figure out, and Hugo will probably tell you to check it. I'm guessing if I were Hugo, I would be like, my mask won't come off. How about you guys? At which point, Lulu would discover that her mask was firmly stuck to her little cockroach face.
Oh, no!
Yeah, I would try to have Bori say, Bori, can you try moving your mask for a moment, please?
Oh yeah, that would make eating a lot easier, wouldn't it? And then try and take it off.
Your mask does not come off.
I would like to use my Channel Divinity feature for extra planar awareness, in which that I can sustain it for 10 minutes to a range of 60 feet and detect the presence of any celestial or fiends within that range.
Within 60 feet, you do not detect any within 60 feet.
And that will maintain for 10 minutes or until I break concentration. Ding, ding, ding. I'm
Remind
a
me of
fiend radar.
Does bacon break your concentration?
that. Oh, you know something? I'm thinking for Bori it might.
Bacon would probably result in a concentration check, yeah.
Sorry, same side, same side.
So that's the range if you needed a visual on that.
Yeah, I know. I know how big the hall is. I'm thinking that's about what I was figuring. And yeah, you do not detect. Now you don't see any familiar faces from where you are, and you do not detect any fiends
It
or
doesn't
any
even detect
celestials.
me?
Oh wait, are you a fiend?
I've got tattoos that are like celestial and fiendish.
Not the same thing at all.
Ah,
I
I get
mean,
really weird.
maybe
I get
maybe
really
the
bad
tattoos.
heartburn sometimes.
I mean, maybe your tattoos might like feel just a little bit warmer, or maybe they would glow a little bit to Bori, but that's about it. Uh, Bori, could I have a
So,
medicine? You notice there's a several large jugs of wine on the table, but Bori, could you give me a medicine check?
Sure.
Bori, you realize that that wine is poisoned. It's not a lethal poison, but it's got a pretty powerful sleeping draft in it.
Oh, well. That's easy enough to fix. And I will, or Bori will go up to the jug because notifying people that it's poisoned is not of prime importance to his brain.
Well, also,
As
you're a dwarf in lingerie and nobody knows you except your party members and the few people you've met. Nobody would probably believe you. Just,
probably not.
you would definitely need to roll persuasion if you wanted to tell people
Oh
that.
yeah, that's not going to happen. On
And
the
again,
other hand,
it's not lethal. It's just a very powerful sleeping draft.
he can gather up the wine at least onto this table into a small section in front of him, and then sit down and start tracing fiendish symbols in the air to beg the power of Porcus to purify this food and drink and cast it as a ritual spell. And all non-magical food and drink within a 5-foot radius sphere centered on a point of my choice, which would be the table with the wine in front of it, is purified and rendered free of poison and disease.
Nailed it in one. The wine is now safe.
Boom. Well, this table's wine. I don't know the other table.
Yeah, if that would apply to any other wine you happen to come across. However, the other table seems to be, from what you can see, looking across the room, what's that, about 40, 50 feet away? It looks more like it's got water and, cider and tea and coffee, and generally the meat and the alcohol is at this table, and the vegetarian, vegan, non-alcoholic stuff is at the other table.
Oh, so you have the glutton table and then the healthy eating table.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, that works. So the wine's cool.
Well, we've got the apple in the boar.
And that has absolutely nothing to do with wine, but if you would like to eat the apple out of the boar's mouth, I don't think the boar would mind anymore.
so I asked Lulu if she knows where Lotte and Punchy are.
She points her pumpkin filling stain antenna in the direction of the stairs. So let's go that way.
I asked politely, you think would you mind going and getting them so we can all talk together?
Ah,
She's in the middle of eating. You're just standing there at the table, Hugo, just saying.
Yes, I know.
I mean, we're talking Lulu and Bori and food here. Do you really want to interrupt either one of their meals to make them go get Lotte and Punchy?
Unfortunately, Lulu has 4 strength. Otherwise, she would be picking up the whole pie pan like an ant and carrying it over her. Instead, she scoops up some pumpkin pie filling with her antenna and flicks it into her mouth. And then she's like, "Okay."
I totally want that as a GIF.
And then she scurries. Hi, what are you doing? Oh, hi, Lulu. I get these really cool tattoos. And Lulu sees the tattoos and she sees what symbol they are and she's like, ah!
Why is Lulu so afraid of them?
Lulu is a follower of Porcus.
Well,
Oh.
hold on. Lore-wise, Porcus Mate, while being a demon lord, is actually a what's the word I'm looking for? Saboteur of the demon lords and works with the Celestials, which is why he's got clerical powers. So that would actually be a safe symbol for Lulu in a twisted way.
Because sometimes Celestials are jerks.
Oh yeah, no, Celestials tend to be dicks about the whole thing. Yes, definitely, because we're still technically followers of a demon lord, and
so that's got her
all that.
Antennas kind of concern mode. Especially that her best friend is getting these little symbols.
Well, remember, Lulu did not hear the explanation of what the symbols were because she was down in the pumpkin pie when Zula was telling Lotte about them.
I hear Lulu knows stuff. Can she roll an Arcana or something?
Yeah, go ahead, roll it,
She's
Lulu.
a little.
Lulu's just rolling tonight.
Oh, I thought she had Arcana, but she doesn't.
Hey,
Lulu probably knows nothing.
Would that be more of? Would that be more of a religion?
I would take Arcana, History, or Religion.
History's her best bet. She's speaker for the roach, but
speaker for the roach. I love it.
But how much does she actually know about things beyond roachways? She knows a little.
Yeah, she does. She realizes that does have some kind of connection to Celestials. She doesn't really know what, but of course you can always tell her too, since she's your best friend. You can say, "Oh yeah, the tattoo artist said that's the symbol of the Orium."
Oh boy! Yeah, things like Orium, they can be tricky sometimes. They are all about bacon and tacos.
Or bacon tacos.
Be careful.
So by this point, I'd kind of like to maybe have checked out one of the other rooms at some point, whenever you want to get there, right? Because I will have walked away a little bit, not really seen that.
Okay.
And Lou's like, "Oh yeah, I was supposed to get you for something."
That is a spacious room. It contains only wall decorations, tapestries, and curtains, and a large area rug, but no furniture. Those in this room are sitting on the floor in a circle, playing a game called the Marquis's Cup. And no, Bori, not the kind of cup that requires an athletic supporter. You see among the players, you see a halfling wearing a mouse mask, a dragonborn wearing a rabbit mask, a dwarf wearing a crab mask, a half-elf wearing a moon mask, an elf wearing a crocodile mask, and a human wearing a skull mask. And they say, "Hey, would you like to play?"
I sure would. Is there room by the halfling?
There is.
And also by the halfling.
So let me bring the rules up here.
My name is Punchy, and apparently I'm a bunny for a while. Hopefully just a while.
Oops, I didn't need to bring that back up.
Unless there's lots of carrots.
Hmm.
And maybe a place to sleep. On the plus side, my poop will be really tiny.
Oh, God.
but it'll be everywhere.
And just think, a month from now there will be little Punchies running around, and another month there will be little Punchies and more little Punchies, and then,
Note that he did say this out loud.
oh dear. So I'm looking for exactly how to start this game.
Well, how you start everything. Roll for initiative.
I better beat the initiative of gravy.
Well, it says create your own rules, so why can't I roll a D13? That's what I need to roll.
I think it's just
Um,
slash. Sorry, go ahead,
You have
Hugo.
to slash D13.
Yeah,
Oh no,
no, what is it? Roll die D13,
no,
something
it's
like that?
slash die, and then the rest of the syntax is like DDO. So like
Oops.
slash die 1d13.
I just thought of a game if you want to use that instead. I don't know what the outcome is, though.
You can't play strip poker on Twitch.
Oh, slash die. There we go. Okay, in that case, Punchy, we're going to let you go first.
All right, I grab the cup and ding it, and then pass it to the person to the left of me.
No, what you need to do is slash die D13 and roll it. Punchy rolls an 8. And the halfling woman wearing the mouse mask says, okay, you gotta choose a person to be the mate for the rest of the game, and your mate drinks when you drink for the rest of the game.
After playing multiple hangover themed games, there is absolutely no way this can go badly.
I'm going to look to see if the lady who was out by the bridge is around, and if she's not, then I'm going to ask the halfling lady.
Yeah, it would have to be one of the people in that room playing, and that's just the halfling woman would be your mate. Okay.
Well, I'm going to visibly look around and look around and look around, and then turn to her and say, "You'd be great. Would you be my, well, game mate?"
Sure, what the heck?
Yay, we're married.
Awkward.
Okay, and now it is her turn next. She rolls a jack, so all the men must take a drink. So everyone who identifies as male must take a drink, and since she is your mate, she must also drink.
Well, what happens when I take a drink?
Nothing yet. Would you like to do anything before you take a drink?
No.
Okay.
This is the wine I haven't purified, right?
Right.
That would be correct. I was going to let you know about the kitchen, but I was hoping to get everybody together before then, but we'll see.
There's a kitchen!
I haven't told you yet, but yes.
Okay, next up it's the Dragonborn's turn. Dragonborn rolls a 4. Give 2, take 2. The Dragonborn gives out 2 drinks and takes 2 for himself. Let's see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4. 7.
Oh my god, I just realized we're playing kings, aren't we?
Oh, so the Dragonborn actually gives both of his drinks, besides the two he gives out, he gives to the human in the skull mask. That brings up the dwarf, who is wearing a crab mask. Rolls a 2. Give 2 and possibly a third. The player points at 2 people and tells them to drink, or he can tell one person to take 2 drinks. So let's roll for the dwarf. Okay. So the dwarf gives 1 drink to the half-elf and 1 drink to the human in the skull mask, who just had 3 drinks. Now it is the half-elf's turn. Sorry, I had to sneeze. 3 is me. So the half-elf takes a drink. That brings up the elf in the crocodile mask, which looks disturbingly as if it is made from a real crocodile. Rolls a 10. This player comes up with a category of things, and the person to their right, which would be the half-elf, must come up with something that falls within that category. This goes on around the table until someone can't come up with anything, and that person must drink. So the half-elf says, I'm going to say things with scales. That would be to the right, right? So now the dwarf, I'm just going to roll a d2 and, I'll roll a d6. Odd, he makes it. Even, he doesn't. The dwarf says, I'm going to say a snake. Dragonborn's turn. Dragonborn cannot come up with anything, takes a drink. The human.
Dragonborn cannot come up with something with scales.
Can't come up with me?
keep in mind, keep in mind, this is not the wine that's been purified.
That Dragonborn is a sandbird.
And the human wearing the skull mask gets a 6. And he puts his thumb on the table and tries to do this without anyone noticing. As you notice, you will have to put your thumb on the table too. Last person to put the thumb on the table drinks. And that is the elf with the crocodile mask. Punchy, it's your turn again.
Rolled a 10.
Okay, you must come up with a category of things, and the person to your right must come up with something that falls within that category.
The Order of the Halfling Fist.
Okay, human wearing the skull mask says, you.
Clever
Elf wearing the
girl.
crocodile mask says, other halfling monks. Half elf in the moon mask. Crap, I can't. Short people who punch things. Good enough, right?
Wow, you know us so well.
Yeah, I keep rolling odd numbers, and so I've got to come up with something that fits. The dwarf. Damn. Dwarf says, more halflings, more monks.
That doesn't count.
It's got to count. He rolled an odd number. The Dragonborn, who couldn't
Except for
think
you
of
said you can
himself.
make up your own rules.
Even the dragon, let's just assume the Dragonborn said something that fit. The halfling, your mate there, also comes up with something. Well, damn. Punchy, I'm sure you can come up with something since you are in the Order of the Halfling Fist.
Truth and justice.
Ah. Back to the human in the skull mask.
I was gonna say make them roll a percentage.
I mean, it's odd or even. Human in the skull mask succeeds. Elf in the croc mask succeeds. Finally, the half-elf in the moon mask is stymied and cannot think of a single thing about the Order of the Halfling Fist. Phew. So, Punchy, your mate. Give two and possibly a third. She's pointing at two people and telling them to drink, or she may point at one person to take two drinks. So, she points at the Dragonborn in the rabbit mask and herself. And they each drink. What is that mate thing? Do you need to...
I was gonna say, does that mean that Punchy has to drink too?
You know, I don't think it really super matters. We haven't had a king yet, have we? Nope. So, the Dragonborn rolls a king. Oh, jeez. I said it and it happened. When each of the first three kings are drawn, the person who drew the card puts some of their drink into the marquise cup at the center of the table. So, let's see. That is the Dragonborn's turn. It is 12:03. Do we want to keep going a little longer? Do we want to, like, check back in with you guys who are not playing the game? Or do we want to call it here for tonight?
Up to you guys. I'm good.
I'm asleep soon.
Is our monk turning into a pumpkin soon, or?
Not soon-ish. Not turning into a pumpkin, but
Yeah, I got a little time, but we wouldn't want to go too much longer.
Oh, you
but
meant
we
real
don't
life
need
turning
to.
into
I
a
don't want
pumpkin.
to. I'm not here to monopolize the night, though.
Okay, how about if we leave it? We'll call the... For now, we'll call the game after the Dragonborn rolling the first king. And what is everybody else up to? I see that Bori and Hugo are still at the banquet table. Lotte and Lulu are still at the tattoo parlor.
Is my tattoo done?
Yes, your tattoo is done. I figure since you were flashing your hands around showing your tattoo off, you knew it was done because you probably wouldn't be moving your hands if she was still working on
I
them.
just want to make sure. Well, she might have been done with one hand, but still working on the other.
Oh, that's true. No, she's pretty quick. And she told you, obviously she's seen that tattoo before because she told you about it, so she's familiar with the symbol. So it really didn't take her very long.
So I know Lulu was supposed to fetch her, but of course they're all distracted now. So Lottie's going to say bye-bye to the tattoo artist and wander westward.
Okay. So Lotte is
Cute.
wandering westward with Lulu. What's Bori up to?
Hugo told Bori of a kitchen, this mythical location.
Not yet. I haven't.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
No, I was trying to wait to see if Lulu would actually be able to bring Lottie and/or Punchy back, so we could discuss about not being able to remove our masks, and then head down to the kitchen to see if you could purify stuff down there as well as investigate.
Well, it doesn't look like Lulu is bringing Lotte down overly soon.
So, and when I notice this, that's when I say, "Hey, Bori, there's a kitchen downstairs. We might want to go take a look, make sure that none of this other wine is tainted."
Okay, well, I think that is actually a good stopping point. Lotte and Lulu are outside the westernmost door upstairs, And Bori and Hugo are about to head down to the kitchen. So I'm just going to move you down to the stairs so I know that's where you are. And how about if we call it there and pick up here in 2 weeks?
That works.
Okay. Well, I want to thank everybody for watching. Assuming anybody actually is, which, is probably not. But hey, somebody might watch on YouTube later, right? We'll be back here 2 weeks from tonight, Wednesday, September 25th, at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, with the next part of the Masquerade Ball. It gets better. Oh yeah, the party. It's so much for never split the party. I mean, I don't think we've had an episode yet where we kept you guys all together.
It's a party. We're mingling.
Indeed. Anybody have any last parting words before we sign out for the night?
We're all gonna die.
Really, Punchy, the tall folk, doesn't drink alcohol, so he probably wouldn't know bad wine if he saw it. But this probably isn't a good thing to have him be drinking wine.
Punchy's gonna get smashed.
I'm sure they would have an option to maybe have apple juice, same as, having a vegetarian table in addition to the meat table.
Really, at this party, they're that fancy? Okay, well, I would,
It
but
is
then they
pretty
wouldn't be
fancy.
the poison I'd be drinking, right?
Woo! They might even have rat spleen juice tea.
Oh, God. Okay, that's definitely something for the next episode. But yes, I think I can arrange rat spleen juice tea for Bori and Catamus and Lulu and anyone else who is into that kind of thing. Okay, we're going to call it there. Back in 2 weeks, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Wednesday, September 25th. Have a great night.
Hi, Steve.
I mean, people drink V8. That's like tomato juice and stuff.
Drink hard cider.